Welcome to Hero Villains. Thank you for always watching and supporting the channel. Who do you think will win in a fight between Luke Cage and Colossus? Luke Cage, whose real name is Carl Lucas, was once a normal human until he participated in a biological experiment in prison. This experiment turned him into a man of steel, with super durable, almost impenetrable skin, along with extraordinary strength. Luke can lift tens of tons, withstand bullets, explosions, car crashes, or even punches from other superhumans with only minor effects. His physical endurance, combined with his ability to heal quickly, helps him survive long battles. Colossus, or Piotr Rasputin, is a mutant from the X-Men from Russia. When transformed, his entire body is covered in an extremely resistant organic alloy. In this metal form, Colossus can lift up to 100 tons, resisting artillery shells, energy blasts, and even attacks from cosmic entities. Not only is Colossus strong, he is also a disciplined warrior, with formidable hand-to-hand combat skills trained by the X-Men and Mutant organization. Before we dive into the analysis, please click the subscribe button, and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. After undergoing the initial experimentation, Luke Cage has achieved superhuman abilities far beyond that of a normal person. In the early stages, his strength was only enough to lift about 5 tons. However, over time and through biological adjustments within his body, his physical abilities have grown dramatically, to the point where he can punch through walls or obstacles made of steel up to 4 inches thick without any significant obstacle. Luke Cage is not a traditional super soldier like Steve Rogers, who is best known as Captain America. However, he is still placed in the same power level as characters like Captain America. This makes Luke a special case, a character with humble origins and goals, but with great strength and durability. Luke Cage is superior to Steve Rogers in many ways. Not only does he possess a body that can withstand bullets and large-scale explosions, but he can also directly confront powerful opponents at the level of super soldiers. Although he has not undergone the enhancement process of the super soldier program, Luke's endurance and recovery make him a truly formidable force in the universe. Luke Cage is classified as a level 4 superhuman with a theoretical strength limit of lifting a maximum of 25 tons. However, practice has proven that he can do much more than that. Luke has lifted and thrown a bulldozer-type vehicle weighing between 30 and 75 tons. Luke's durability is also impressive. He can continue fighting after being shot with a rifle at close range or when attacked by high-powered weapons. Luke's skin and body have reached superhuman levels of physical resistance. Even without the iconic shield or flashy cape, Luke Cage is still a powerful symbol of justice and strength. In extreme stress situations or life or death moments, Luke Cage often shows clear signs of being able to surpass previously thought fixed limits. He has been recorded lifting a large bulldozer over his head and throwing it without showing any signs of strain on his body. Luke also demonstrates extremely refined control of force. He can easily bend a metal baseball bat with his bare hands, an act that requires highly concentrated strength and control. In one confrontation, he knocked out Rhino, a villain known for his ability to take on the Hulk with a single punch, showing that Luke is not only strong but also possesses effective and precise fighting techniques. He dragged a tractor trailer across 7 city blocks because he couldn't start the engine, causing a slight tremor to spread throughout the surrounding area. His punch was so powerful that it even knocked a woman off the ground from the force of the impact. Luke Cage's strength extends to his legs, allowing him to make extremely powerful jumps similar to the way the Hulk moves across large areas of terrain. He can leap buildings or distances of tens of meters without needing to gain momentum, greatly enhancing his mobility in combat and in emergency situations. Currently, Luke Cage's maximum recorded strength threshold is around 75 tons, an impressive figure that shows the level of his physical development compared to when he started. Not only his strength, but also his durability has increased significantly over time. Luke's skin is now so hard that it can only be damaged by objects or energy with special penetrating properties such as blades made from adamantium alloy or extremely high-powered lasers. Luke Cage is approaching the level of being able to lift 100 tons, although this has not been officially confirmed. However, that does not mean that he cannot surpass this threshold in the future, nor does it mean that he is currently below the level of beings of godly power. Not reaching the 100-ton mark is not a sign of weakness, but simply a reflection of his current state, which is already far beyond most characters considered strong at his level. However, it must be said that Luke is not an opponent that can face cosmic entities such as the Hulk, Hyperion, or beings of godly power in a long-term fight. In a prolonged fight, he can be overwhelmed due to the difference in strength or regenerative abilities. However, this does not diminish Luke's value as an extremely formidable fighter in close combat, or when when facing powerful beings at high levels. Despite not possessing god-level strength, Luke Cage can still match up to characters like Namor, the Thing, or even Ares in certain situations, especially when these opponents are not fighting at full strength. Luke's presence on the battlefield is a combination of superior physicality, mental toughness, and superior endurance, making him a force to be reckoned with, even if he is not the strongest being in the universe. The confrontations between Luke Cage and the Thing have often resulted in evenly matched individuals with extraordinary physical strength. There have even been instances where Cage has emerged victorious, demonstrating superior fighting ability in close combat situations. He has not only fought the Thing, but has also clashed with many other powerful fighters. While he has not always won outright, he has often held his own or brought the fight to a standstill. Luke Cage, in his prime, can reach a strength threshold equivalent to or exceeding 100 tons. This has been inferred from his confrontation with and counterbalancing of entities capable of lifting similar weights. Compared to Spider-Man, Cage is clearly physically superior. It has been noted that Peter Parker once expressed fear at the thought of facing Luke directly in a fist fight. Cage's destructive strength was demonstrated when he punched Diamondback so hard that it sent shockwaves through the neighborhood, flipped a car, and likely severely damaged his opponent's skull. Luke Cage has also shown the ability to confront Wonder Man and an entity that is said to be on par with the Heralds of Galactus. Not only that, he's also often compared to Colossus, a mutant famous for being able to transform his body into organic metal and lift enormous weights. In a fight with the Hulk, Cage launched a full-force attack, and although it only moved the Hulk a few feet, it still showed that he could affect one of the most powerful beings in the universe, confirming that Luke Cage is not only a heavyweight superhero in theory, but also an entity that can stand on par with many icons of power in the Marvel Universe. Subscribe to the channel, it will help us a lot, and moreover, you will see great videos every day. You are the best. Thank you very much. Colossus is considered one of the mutants with the most outstanding physical strength on Earth. He is considered to be strength level 100, meaning he is capable of performing a standing bench press with both arms extended at a maximum of 100 tons, an impressive figure, placing Colossus among the most physically powerful individuals in the superhero and mutant community. One of his most notable physical opponents is Namor the Submariner, another mutant, who is known for his natural strength and incredible fighting ability both underwater and on land. While many often assume that Juggernaut is superior to Colossus in terms of pure strength, it is worth noting that Juggernaut is not a mutant. His power source is magic, specifically the ancient entity Cyttorak. When comparing Colossus to other popular characters in the strong characters category, such as Hulk, Thor, or Namor, it can be seen that Colossus is often classified as a team fighter rather than a team breaker. Characters like him, including the Thing, Wonder Man, or Sasquatch, are often not built to be a lone threat, but mainly play a supporting role in combat. Typically, Wonder Man, real name Simon Williams, was originally introduced as a villain with overwhelming power, enough to threaten the entire Avengers team. During a period when he was manipulated by Baron Zemo, he was a real threat. Captain America even admitted that Wonder Man was almost equal to Sentry in terms of power. However, when he became a part of the Avengers, Wonder Man was often shown as the first to be defeated in major battles, like a chess piece sacrificed to increase the threat the team faced. Colossus was no exception to that fate. Despite his formidable physical strength, he is often used as a tenacious, resilient fighter, but rarely a turnaround in battle. Colossus also grows stronger over time, putting him on par with characters like the Thing or Rhino in his fully armored state. However, he is still not on the same level as more powerful entities like the Hulk, Thor, Hercules, Gladiator, or Juggernaut, who are not only incredibly powerful, but are often shown to be real team breakers in large-scale battles. Nevertheless, Colossus is still the strongest of the X-Men in terms of pure physical strength. Among mutants, he is only surpassed by a few exceptionally powerful individuals, such as Namor, Strong Guy, and Apocalypse. These characters all possess abilities far beyond the normal range and can have an impact on a large scale. However, that does not mean Colossus is to be underestimated. In fact, he is one of the icons of strength and durability in the X-Men lineup, a warrior who is not easily defeated. There are a few X-Men members who possess power superior to his, such as Jean Grey, Iceman, and Storm, but it should be noted that these mutants are all Omega level, meaning that their powers have no specific quantitative limit. Jean Grey, even without the presence of the Phoenix Force, can still manipulate matter on a sophisticated level. Iceman has the ability to control temperatures to absolute zero and manipulate water molecules, while Storm can control the weather on a planetary scale. Colossus's main power is the ability to transform his entire body into an organic metal alloy. When performing this transformation, not only his skin and muscles, but also all of his internal organs are covered with a shiny layer of steel. Thanks to this, Colossus possesses outstanding durability, able to withstand extremely fierce physical attacks without serious damage. His strength and endurance are also greatly increased, and he does not need food, water, or even air in this form for short periods of time. He also ages slower than a normal human and is a skilled fighter and trainer, demonstrating his skills as a strong leader and an important member of the X-Men. When Piotr Rasputin accepted to become Colossus, he made a profound act of sacrifice, taking on the role of the new avatar of Sidorak at Magic's residence. The decision to become Colossus transformed Colossus into a completely different being, one that was infused with one of the ancient magical forces. After receiving the full power of Sidorak, Colossus no longer needed air, water, or any physical conditions to sustain life. He became an unstoppable machine of destruction, easily destroying giant monsters and even rescuing magic from danger. In combat, Colossus has proven himself capable of taking down Spider-Man in a split second, creating ground-shaking shockwaves comparable to a Hulk smash in one-sided battles, where the opponent has little chance of fighting back. Colossus' most notable feat was destroying a clone of Mr. Sinister, showing that he is not only physically strong, but also capable of handling complex and strategic threats. Colossus also faced off against a giant alien entity who consumed an entire town full of humans to become a Titan and emerged victorious. Colossus defeated the Thing without any real resistance, demonstrating his absolute superiority. When fighting Red Hulk in the blue area on the moon, Colossus continued to demonstrate his tenacious fighting prowess when he withstood Hope Summer's Phoenix Burst and remained standing. It is worth noting that Sidorak not only granted him power comparable to Cain Marko, but also gave him more, demonstrating the special favor this entity has for Colossus. When Colossus enters his true form state, when he is completely free of regret or inner turmoil, he becomes pure Colossus, a demonic warrior of ultimate power, able to crush Rolk in a devastating battle. However, this power is not permanent. Colossus can return to his normal form if the connection between him and Sidorak is terminated, which can only be done by an entity of the Lord of Hell. However, many in the superhero community and readers agree that Sidorak's avatar version is the most powerful form Colossus has ever achieved. At that time, he was the perfect combination of Colossus's durable physique and Juggernaut's limitless magical power, creating a nearly unbeatable warrior. For all intents and purposes, his physical form would allow him to channel more energy from the Crimson Cosmos, giving him limitless physical strength. Sidorak, even when given the opportunity to remove his powers from Colossus when he was possessed by the Phoenix Force, which everyone expected him to do, refused to point out Colossus's suitability because his avatar was far superior to anyone who had ever held the title. Now that Colossus has been freed from Sidorak's service, he is still arguably one of the physically strongest mutants in the Marvel Universe, ranked as a level 100 entity capable of using near limitless physical strength. He won't have the same limitless energy he had under Sidorak, but few Earthlings would survive a conflict against him despite being disconnected from Sidorak's grasp. Colossus is bigger, heavier, stronger, and more durable, but Luke Cage is more aggressive. He's a natural fighter, while Colossus is more of a talk first, punch later type. One area where Colossus is consistently underestimated is his fighting ability. Just because he's reluctant to fight doesn't mean he can't fight. He was trained in hand-to-hand combat by Cyclops and Wolverine. Cyclops once chided Colossus for relying too much on strength and not enough technique. During a battle between the X-Men and Alpha Flight, Colossus was up against Sasquatch, and he didn't do so well. Cyclops basically yelled at Colossus to use his brains instead of just his strength. Colossus stopped trying to overpower Sasquatch and started using actual fighting techniques, and he started doing much better. He's not a brute force, he knows how to fight. He's bigger, stronger, and more invulnerable than Luke Cage. he can take more punishment. Cage will definitely take his share of good hits, but he's only at level 50 in terms of strength. Marvel suggests he's closer to the 60-70 ton range, but Colossus was that strong as a 16-year-old. He's actually level 100 now, looking at level 60 or 70 in his rearview mirror, so to speak. The only time I can remember Luke Cage's skin being punctured was when he was shot with a laser. In Marvel Universe's Deadpool Kills, Deadpool had to use Hank Pym's Pym particles to shrink bombs into Luke Cage's coffee cup to make him explode inside. Honestly, it's hard to remember if Colossus has ever had his organic steel skin pierced. It's extremely rare though. The metallic shell that covers his entire body provides him with superior defenses, making him virtually invulnerable to conventional weapons or high-powered physical attacks. Luke Cage can be considered superior in certain aspects. His body has been modified to the point where it is virtually impenetrable even by heavy machine gun fire or conventional destructive tools. This makes Cage one of the most durable characters in the superhero world, especially in prolonged close combat situations. Despite Luke Cage's impressive durability, Colossus still completely outclasses him in terms of physical strength. A blow from Colossus, while not penetrating the surface of Cage's skin, can still generate enough force to cause internal organ damage or severe concussion to the central nervous system. The difference in Colossus's physical strength and fighting ability will quickly put Cage at a disadvantage. Without the need for weapons or piercing attacks, with just destructive blows, Colossus can completely knock Cage unconscious if the fight lasts long enough. Colossus is considered in his basic state, not yet receiving energy from the entity's Cyttorak. If Colossus were in his Juggerloss's form, that is, when Cyttorak bestowed all of his power, the situation would completely tilt in his favor. In that state, he not only has the ability to endure beyond the threshold of normal humans, but also has enough strength to crush even notorious opponents like Rulk or the Thing. Luke Cage, no matter how resilient, would find it difficult to stand firm against a destructive entity like Juggerlos. Cage is one of the most durable superheroes in the Marvel Universe, but against an opponent like Colossus, especially when he reaches his full potential, the difference in power levels is undeniable. I hope you enjoyed this fight. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That's it for today's video. Thanks a lot.